Do I look like I lost my mind? Because I feel like I lost my mind. This is 26 out here. I really hope y'all saw that oil. That's insane. I'm pretty sure oil does not freeze at the regular 32 degrees. Let me check myself on that though. I just looked it up and it said they freeze at -20. There was like ice chunks in there when I was dumping it out, but it was not solid frozen. So I guess they're saying solid frozen is -20, but I can confirm you'll have ice chunks in your flaxseed at 26 degrees. The wind is nothing today though, and I hope it stays like that because I can handle this, but I can't handle it 26 and windy as snot. And yesterday it was like that. I just ate breakfast and now I'm heading back down here to give hay. That's the one thing that really keeps them warm. If you did not know that, fermentation of their hay in their large intestine is the main thing that keeps horses warm during the cold times. If you do have horses right now, make sure you're giving them enough hay to where they are fermenting it. Also, I'm heading down there with some hot water to pour in their water buckets so that I can melt some of the ice that I broke up this morning. Of course, as I'm walking down here, I literally spill the water down my coat onto my pants. Just a little bit of warm water. I'm gonna do that to every single one of these girls' waters, try to get out as much ice as I can. I don't really have like water warmers or anything like that. I actually do think I have one, but I don't have power down here. So that's a problem. Thank goodness it's only gonna get warmer today. I think the high is 50, so we are looking at definitely the water de-thawing, everything looking great. That's actually riding weather, so we'll just have to see what happens today. And my skin so flipping dry right now. I know it's because of the cold weather, but also my hair, it's also ridiculously dry. I feel like I could probably straighten it and it would stay straight, which is weird for me. It's December 20th, which doesn't feel real at all. I haven't really been doing that much stuff at all this week because I'm kind of taking it chill. Also, it's so cold outside. I can't really ride all day. I have like maybe 2 hours window there where I can ride or do something. But I'm kind of choosing to give my girls more of a break this week. But I have rode Queen, I have rode Lee, I have rode Blaze. So I'm still getting them rode, keeping them in shape, making sure they're good. But the ground is not cooperating with me at my grandma's arena. I'm hoping to ride Queen today, maybe. I'm just taking it easy, doing what I want to do. I'm actually going to bedtime this morning, which if you don't know what that is, I'll kind of show y'all what's going on. Hopefully I'll get to explain it, but I'm going with my parents, so who knows. And then I'm coming back in the afternoon to work with my girls and do stuff like that. So I got some decently cool stuff from Bedtime, except my stuff is not in my car. I actually changed cars. Long story, but I ended up going to a tack place. And this was a super cute tack place, and I got some things. Let me show y'all what I got. First things, some cactus earrings. Cute. Oh, sorry, I'm at Starbucks. Hold up. Hi, I have a mobile order for Cassie.
No problem.
For some reason, people do get my name confused when I say it. They think I'm saying Kathy. That's not it. But let me finish showing y'all what I got. These earrings, which I think I might give these to my mom because they look so much like her to me. They're like leather bottoms. The top is this little turquoise. These, I'm in love with these. I have an outfit already planned to wear with these, so that's how much I'm liking it. Also this, same outfit I have planned. This is super cute. I got a little jewelry organizer for traveling, which I'm obsessed with. I was looking for one of these yesterday when me and my mom went shopping, but couldn't find one. And this one was 20% off. And it's super Western, super cute. And then the cutest thing of all, a new hat. They had a black one and with like red buck stitch, but in the end I chose the turquoise one. Got a flower on it, super flipping cute. But now it's decently warmed up, so I'm gonna go home, do the horses, let them out for a little bit, let them stretch their legs and have fun. Need to scoop their stalls. We'll see about riding, but my main priority today is letting them be outside and just be a flipping horse because it's been so cold, it's been disgusting, and I just want them to be able to go outside and run around in that green grass as much as they flipping want to. But I'm in the Starbucks drive-thru. With that being said, I'm running behind. Now it's time to go let out my girls. I'm so excited to let them have some outside time. Yesterday they didn't get out at all because the high yesterday was like 45 and it was just too cold. It's still a little chilly out here, but I am wearing super thin little crop top pullover thing, so it's probably just me, honestly. What I'm gonna do is let them out for maybe 20-30 minutes in this small pasture and then let them out in their big pasture for the remainder of the afternoon. It's currently 2:30 and they normally get put up around 5. I need to scoop their stalls and do a few more things for them. Come on out, Lily. This one never wants to leave her stall. I think she could be happy in here for like a week solid. So I feel like today's a little bit boring, honestly, but I'm trying to take it easy. I'm feeling like this cold weather is beating me up and my horses. My horses are so feisty. I'm just over it. I'm not really wanting to ride while the weather's like it is, but tomorrow's supposed to be a lot warmer. We'll just see what I feel like doing. I'm also trying to take this time and just kind of give the horses a rest and give myself a break because throughout the year, it's go, 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 go. And I don't have many weeks where I don't ride or I'm not riding at least 2 to 3 horses every single day. So it's pretty crazy to have a break, but it is much needed. But while I am letting them be outside and have fun, I'm folding up some clothes and getting ahead on laundry. I know that's so lame and boring to watch, but that's just life. So my boyfriend actually has chicken houses, if y'all know what that is. He just grows chickens. It's a very common thing where I'm from. I'm from Northeast Georgia and a lot of people do it. Sometimes I like tell people that when, well, I graduated from college, but when I was at UGA, I remember telling people like what my boyfriend did and they were like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, he grows y'all's chickens that you eat. Duh. But he sold his chickens last night. So he had to be up all last night and early this morning. So he basically slept, I would say, max 5 hours. Like, he has been crazy busy and everything. So what I'm going to do for him, I'm thinking I was going to cook something, but the more I think about cooking, the less I want to do it tonight. I think I'm going to stop by Longhorns on my way to his house and get us something to go, just so he doesn't have to go anywhere. He can rest and he can have a good meal. Always during this time, whenever he sells out too, especially in the cold, he like gets a cold every single time and is so sick for so long. And I want to try to avoid him being sick. I just let out these girls. Here's May chilling with me. She is so funny. But they are all out there running around, enjoying themselves. As y'all can see, I'm so glad to let them stretch out their legs and just blow marbles and do whatever the snot they want to do. Let's go scoop out stalls and put fresh water in all of their water buckets. There is still an ice chunk in here, although it's like 50 degrees. What is going on? I need to clean this also today. I'm going to do that. Okay, since today low-key seems a little bit boring and I'm just doing mundane, y'all know what I'm trying to say, stuff today, I have decided to kind of give y'all a little intro of what I am, who I am, how I started barrel racing, and this whole barn that I manage and everything that I do. So, I am 21 years old. It's pretty bad when you have to think about it. It means you're getting old. But I'm 21 years old. I graduated from college from the University of Georgia with my bachelor's in animal biosciences. And I'm hoping maybe to go to vet school. But that's besides the point. That's just what I'm doing now. How I started with all the horses, though, is I got my very first horse named Jazz. Y'all have met Jazz. She's my one buckskin, the only other color that I have besides my 5 sorrels here. I got my buckskin when I was 11 years old. Did not know what I wanted to do. Got her. I'll try to insert a picture or something of me with her. She was definitely skinny and stuff when I got her because I got her from a horse sale probably about an hour from my house, like not that far. And it's not like the best horse sale, but it's one of the only ones to go to close to me. And at the time, I just wanted a horse. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Looking back, if I knew what I know now, which clearly there's no way to do that, I would not have got a great horse. I would have got something a little better. But Jazz was a great horse for me to learn how to do stuff on, learn how to take care of animals, learn how to ride, honestly. It was just a lot of fun to have her as an 11-year-old. Then after that, I started kind of running her. So my grandpa paid $315 for my horse named Jazz. She has won so much over that now. She has won more than $315 in one run since I've had her. Not that she is super fast. She's not going to be breaking down 1D at Perry with 600 people. But she does great around the house. She's honestly, if really fast people are there, like 1D horses, really, if you have true 1D horses there, she's basically going to be either in the top of 3D sometimes, middle of 3D most times, and sometimes top of 4D. But she is just a great horse. When I first got her, did not know what the snot I wanted to do with a horse. I just knew I wanted to have one. My cousin had one. It was something for me and her to do together, and I'm really thankful that I got her because she really started what I'm doing now, and without Jazz, I don't even know what I would be doing. So I'm trying to think of like time-wise, but it's kind of confusing because I got Ladybug or Honey next. I'm not sure. I think I got Honey. So Jazz when I was 11, then I turned around when I was 14, 15. My dad kind of got involved once I decided that I wanted to barrel race, and that was the thing that I was doing. We bought Honey, which Honey is my sweet sorrel. I'll insert a picture of her here. She is my sorrel with an ear tooth. She's had her sarcoid. She is an interesting horse, but I love her regardless. She's been a great horse. My dad broke her, and then I trained her, and I ran her in a futurity in 2019 at the end, and then her real futurity year was 2020. She was a lot of fun to ride and play with and do things with. Just a very good practice horse because I didn't know what I was doing. I had some help from a local futurity rider who is really good and knows what he's doing, knows how to train horses. And I'm thankful for his help because without his help, there's no way I would have been able to run Honey in a futurity or even have known what it was. So I ran her at the end of 2019. So we got Honey as a 1.5-year-old. Well, obviously we had to wait to run her anyway. Regardless, we're not going to run a 1.5-year-old. At the end of her 3-year-old year was whenever she ran her first futurity. And while we were waiting, I bought Ladybug. And Ladybug is the one that stays in this stall. She is my broodmare. She's huge. She is bred. If y'all watched my last video, I took her to the vet. She's 7 months along now. So her due date is the beginning of April. Super excited for a baby. But she started out as just a barrel horse that I bought. She was probably like a 2D horse when I bought her. She was doing pretty good for me. Okay. Pretty much consistently beating Jazz. And then she started blowing out her left hand turns on the barrels, and I had no idea what was going on. I ended up taking her to the vet. We did all of the shots that you could possibly do with the injections. Nothing really worked. So in the end of the day, she had navicular, and there was nothing that we could do about it except make her comfortable, and that's what she is now. That's why she is bred Then we ended up getting Lee. I got Lee as my graduation present for high school I got her at the end of 2019, and I graduated in 2020 in the spring. So she was a weanling when I got her. I broke her, and I'm working on training her now. This year, like 2024, she is turning 5 in April. I'm definitely behind on her, but she's running the pattern. She's doing much better than she was. She was doing great to begin with, and she was kind of simple to break, but then she started bucking out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, you might have ulcers. Like, I'm going to treat you for ulcers, because if you know anything about ulcers, it costs more to scope them to be sure they have ulcers than to actually treat them for ulcers. A lot of the times people will just bypass the scope and go straight to the treatment. So that's what I did with her, and she's been treated for ulcers. She's much better now, but I can't really do too much with her because it's so cold and it keeps raining like every week. My arena's in such crappy shape, but I'm working on her. So I got, this is confusing, but got Lee at the end of 2019. The beginning of 2020 is when I bought Blaze, or my dad bought Blaze for me. And she is the one that stays on the end. She's the same exact age as Lee, which we thought was a fine idea whenever we did it. Now looking back, I realized that it definitely was not the best idea, because having 2 horses that you're planning on riding in a futurity go into college at the same time. And to begin with, my dad was going to break them for me, and then I was going to take over to train them just like we did Honey. Well, at the end of the day, when it came down to the time to rake them, I was the one having to break them. I don't know what happened with him. He just got busy. He didn't want to do 2 horses. So I did them myself, and they were the first ones I ever like solely broke by myself. Definitely interesting and definitely hard whenever the first one that you decide to break, other than Jazz, which I was 11 then, I can't really remember, you have 2 at the same time. That was a lot. So having those 2, trying to break them at the same time, trying to train them at the same time, that is why they're turning 5 next year and a little bit behind. I mean, they're not so far behind to where they're going to be no good, but they're still very young. I'm just used to being around these futurity horses and these people who run in the futurities who have their horses doing so awesome by 3 years old. But that's not every case, and I'm aware of that. I need to give myself a little more grace for that, because I instead of having 1, I had 2. I know a lot of people like start with 6 futurity horses and they narrow it down to whichever ones they actually want to use. But normally when you have people like that, they don't normally break their horses as well. And that is also their full-time job. My job was spread between my open horses, breaking those horses and training those horses, and also going to school. So I had a lot of stuff on my plate for a little bit. I'm thankful now that you can just hop on them and ride. I mean, you might have a few issues just because they're young, but they're still great horses. But Dad has been riding Blaze a lot more, so that's great and more easy for me to do stuff with Lee and stuff with Honey and Jazz. So we're missing 1 horse, and that horse is Queen, who y'all see me break, or one of my breaking sessions with her. In my first ever YouTube video, if y'all want to go back and watch that, it's probably not as good as the ones now, because I've got a lot better with editing and stuff like that. But I got her at the end of 2020. She has the same dad as Blaze, and she got pushed back a year because she was really small, and I didn't want to hurt her. Compared to my other horses, she is like 14.1, which is strange. Her half sister is like 15.3, so I really thought she was going to grow more and be a little bit bigger and be a little bit bigger boned. But I've started riding her now, and she doesn't seem like she's going to grow much more. She is cowbred on the bottom though, so, and with Smart Little Lena, and I know those are tinier, so I waited a year to break her just because she didn't look like she was ready to be rode yet. I'm glad I did that, because now I'm riding her, and she has been a very pleasant surprise so far. But I'm definitely not done breaking her. I probably have about 30 days on her, just riding in the arena and also in my pasture just a little bit. I like to get my horses to where they're not just good in the arena or good on the barrels. I want them to be a good horse before they're a good barrel horse. So I want them to be able to walk through pastures, walk through woods, do whatever you ask them to, walk across the creek, walk across a bridge. I need my horses to be able to do everything, and that's why I train them, or I break them the way that I do, so I can train them later on barrels and let the barrels be second to them just being a good horse. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Queen, and I want whoever is going to buy her or whatever to be able to take her in any direction they want to, whether that be trail riding or whatever else. But she is a cute little fun project right now, and I haven't really decided if I want to sell her or not, but it's definitely in the cards maybe for the spring. But she's doing so good right now, I'm not sure if I would. I don't know, that's just up in the air. So I'm gonna scoop out these stalls. They definitely need to be done, and make sure they have fresh water. All the stalls are clean. Now it's time to do waters. My sweet, sweet boy is here. Of course. I just deep cleaned all of their water buckets, and now I'm filling them up. I'm putting up these girls now. There's Ladybug. When I tell y'all this weather is getting to everyone, I mean it, because I just had the most dramatic putting up the horses experience. Top 5, I would say. So I put Ladybug up first. She normally goes up first. I let Queen come on in. Her stall door is open. It's the only one open, so she has nowhere else to go. She gets confused sometimes because there's 2 stalls here that look the same, and hers is the last stall, but sometimes she'll go into Honey's instead. But Honey's was literally closed. Well, I can probably tell I just have like some electric wire holding up here to put them up. Not the best thing ever to use, not the securest. Well, I let her come through here, and she would not go to her stall. We were fighting about it. We were arguing about it. So I picked up a whip and popped it about here while she's standing about where I'm standing right now. Well, what she does is take off running through this way. And she followed the other horses that were still in the pasture, because Ladybug was the only one up, all the way, ran alongside of them the whole way, came back, ran alongside them, came back, came forth, came back, did a whole bunch of stuff, went over there, and where she could get nose to nose with him. I tried to catch her, couldn't catch her. Finally, she comes over here to where I can throw up the little electric fake fence so that she stays in this section. Well, when I do that, I try to catch her, and I still can't catch her. She's running back and forth and back and forth. So I finally just let her into a stall, Blaze's stall, and walk her down to her stall. And now she has a halter on and she's standing there. She pissed me off so bad. Y'all have no idea. I would say I would want that on video, but I don't want that on video. That was so bad. For a second, I was like, crap. Like, these other horses, they better not get out wanting to get to Queen. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a nightmare on my hands. But I got it figured out, but that was not fun. Someone is a nut today, clearly.